New England in the fall. Does it get any better? We will take you through New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and New York as we chase the fall colors and the beautiful sights. Sit back, grab a drink and a snack, and enjoy this journey into fall with us. It's quite chilly this morning, so we just crossed into New Hampshire, and it's just like been the most beautiful state crossing so far. And there's these little pull-offs, and we just had to stop and get out and just see this beauty without driving by it, because it's just amazing. There's this like lake on the side of the road and mountains and leaves, and it's just so stinking pretty. We had to stop.
Good morning from beautiful Conway, New Hampshire, and Walmart parking lot. Thank you, Walmart parking lot, for always leaving the light on for us.
Yeah, this worked out great.
It's a boondocker's paradise. We got one that's just leaving. We got a couple right here. This is cool though, man. But what are we about to go do?
We are about to go drive
Kancamangus Highway. Kancamangus Highway. And from what we've been told, it is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be one of the most scenic drives in the United States, and in the fall, it ranks as the #1 scenic drive in fall. So it runs from Conway to Lincoln, New Hampshire. It is a small, like, little highway, and we're gonna go see what it's all about. Catch some beauty today.
Yeah, and we've also heard that in October, in the fall season, the water's low, so you can get out on the rocks along the river there that runs parallel with the road. We are at our very first stop on the Kancamangus Highway. It's a 34-mile stop. And when you get on the Kancamangus Highway, there's a sign that says no gas for the whole stretch. So no gas for 34 miles. So don't come on the Kancamangus with an empty tank. But as soon as we got on here, we haven't gone probably 3 miles.
Yeah.
And there's this already.
So what's really cool about this is a scenic byway. It is meant to be a slow-paced scenic byway.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 34 miles. You can book it all in one stretch and do it in less than an hour. But that's not the point. The point is to stop at these little places, get out, walk down to the river, read the signs, because there's information here. So this is the first stop, and luckily we're doing it from Conway to Lincoln, so we've got the pull-offs on our side. But this sign right here gives the information about the Kancamangus Highway, why it's called this, and we are entering White Mountain National Forest. So that's really cool too. But we're gonna walk down these stairs and go check out the Swift River. It's so pretty.
Ellie sighting. Elisa's sighting.
Elisa's sighting.
Careful, honey. Watch your step.
These are easy steps.
Where are you going?
I'm going to the river. This is what we wanted to do. Seeing the river, seeing the mountains. Oh, and our son is calling us.
We interrupt this broadcast.
Colby just called at the absolute perfect moment, and our boys don't like to do regular calls, they FaceTime. So we just showed him this. He goes, oh my God, that's beautiful. And we have this beautiful scenery all to ourselves. Nobody else is at this pull-off right now. So that's really, really cool that we get to enjoy this, just us and our family on the phone. And it couldn't be a more beautiful day. The sky is blue, no clouds, no rain. It's like 55 degrees, very comfortable. Man, the weather is just like spot on perfect.
Okay, so this is the first stop on the Kancamangus Highway here. Elisa's visiting with Colby via FaceTime, but there's going to be way better spots. So that's the first one down. Let's head on down the road.
This is the first covered bridge we've really seen. Like, we've seen some off in the distance, but Ellie's too big to fit under any of them, so we haven't gone anywhere near them. But this one's cool. You can drive a small car through it, or you can walk through it, which is what we're doing. and it's over the Swift River here in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. It doesn't get much better than this.
7'9" is your clearance.
I never get tired of this. Like, I could just stay here for hours upon hours at a time and just look at the nature and the beauty. It's just gorgeous. It's just so different than what we have in Louisiana. And I'm just soaking it all in. It's wonderful. We just have to laugh. We didn't even make it a quarter of a mile down the road and we've pulled off again. We were both just like, look, waterfalls! And there's this big pavilion and a lot of people are pulled off. So we're here. It's lunchtime and we've decided we're going to make us a little picnic.
Yeah, we're like a couple of bugs to a bug light with all this beauty. It's crazy. We're just drawn to it. And we picked a pretty good parking spot here because there is a picnic table right on the Swift River. And here's Ellie right here. So I think we got a good spot.
This is one of the coolest things we've ever done. I mean, I love having the RV. We've got a kitchen with us. We're like, oh, I think I'm hungry. Let's go eat something. Oh, look, there's a picnic table next to a beautiful river.
Duh.
Let's do it. Look at the size of these boulders. I mean, it just makes you wonder how these rocks got here. Oh, Lord, what are you doing? You're crazy. You are crazy.
Look how big that rock is.
Yeah, look how big that rock is.
It's not a rock, that's a boulder.
That's a boulder.
We're inching closer and closer to the bigger fall. Here's a kind of a big one, but we're getting closer and closer. Lisa's chilling.
I am totally chilling. I am loving this. It's cool outside. The water's cold. Don't fall. You did it!
We braved the boulders and the rocks and the mountains, and we even got wet along the way, all for this. We have reached the pinnacle. Actually, we haven't. That's just the biggest fall that's right here, but still, it's awesome.
Epic.
Yeah. All right, on to the next site.
think
Hopefully
we can-
it's a little further than a quarter of a mile up the road.
I know. I was gonna say, you think we can make it at least a mile this time?
We've been here half the day and we've only been maybe 2 miles.
Here's another just beautiful view. So watch the signs whenever you're driving on the highway because it'll say that these things are coming up. So it said scenic overlook in like a quarter mile or half a mile. So we knew it was coming up so we could slow down and prepare for this. It's so pretty.
Yet another stop off for a scenic view. This is what it's like all the way down the Kancamangus Road.
We haven't even stopped at them all. Look at that.
No, the last sign we saw, we had 21 miles left for no gas. So we're about 11 miles into the trek here. But nothing but beauty. And we got lucky to have such an awesome day to do this. There is not a cloud in the sky. It's beautiful. And the weather's good. It's probably a little over 60 degrees right now.
61, I think.
Yeah, I mean, long sleeve shirt, pair of blue jeans is all you need. I mean, we couldn't have picked a better day. There is a lot of traffic. So some of these little scenic pull-offs have a lot, they're smaller and they have a lot of people in them. So sometimes parking, especially in an RV, can be scarce, but it hadn't been too bad. Just move on to the next one. You'll find one that's empty.
How cool is this? Come on. We're literally taking a train up the mountain to 5,100 feet. That's pretty cool. So we're at about 3,500 feet elevation right now. The snow is getting thick up here and it looks like the trees are growing sideways. It's not. It's just us like going sideways up the mountain. This is so much cooler than I thought it would be. Like literally cooler, it's cold, but cool experience. So this is different than any train ride we've ever been on before, because this thing's literally pushing us up the mountain, and then when we get to the top, it's going to turn around and we go back down. It's beautiful. So they told us to try and stand up. This is the steepest part of the train. I'm holding on. No, I'm holding on.
No standing on the way down. You may face plant the front glass. We stopped midway to get some coffee and donuts and hot chocolate. They got us a fire going. We got the train to ourselves, y'all.
This is so cool. Like, I am so glad we did this. This has been the neatest experience. Now let's go get some hot chocolate.
There's the train track we're coming down and up. 5,500 feet all the way up there. You got donuts?
Yeah.
And you got honey buns? I think the honey buns are all gone.
Yeah, we missed out on the honey buns.
What do you think?
This is awesome.
Pretty cool.
It's freezing, but it's awesome.
Like really cool.
Yeah, like really cool.
Look at that, y'all. This is cool. Glad I didn't wear shorts today.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So this view is amazing. So I think we're at about like, I don't know, about 3,500 feet elevation
Yeah, we're
right
about
now.
yeah, or about middle ways, I would say. It goes up to 5,500, and they got about 2 or 3 inches of snow last night.
Yesterday, yeah. So this is all fresh snow around us.
What do you say the temperature was?
He said between 32 and 35 degrees up here, and
Yeah.
but it's the wind.
Yeah,
so
the
they
wind
said
chill.
up on this mountain, they can get winds up to 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So even though it's 30, 32, it feels a whole lot colder than that.
You could see the snow, and you could see like the snow is like moving, and it was kind of frozen and formed in a moving motion because of the wind.
Mm-hmm.
So
This was a super cool experience. So this is the Cog Railway, built in 1869. It was the first railway that went up a mountain. Mount Washington is the largest peak on the northeast coast, so that's pretty cool. During the summer, up until about 2 weeks ago, this train will take you all the way up to the summit, and there's an observation tower up there. But you saw the snow. Obviously, they have to stop that when the snow's coming. So we are at base camp now, which is about 2,500 feet. Where we stopped for Cocoa is about 3,500 feet, and we went to about 5,100 feet. So we didn't. The top elevation's around 6,250, something like that.
I thought we went to 5,500.
We went to 51.
Okay.
Yeah, 51, 55, somewhere in that realm. But super cool experience. It was way better than I even expected. I give it 2 thumbs up. 3, 4.
Okay, I saw this sign on the way down, and it says Jewel Trail. So it's a jewel trail. But it says on the sign, attention hikers, property use, passes are $10 per person. Well, I just talked to somebody that works here. He said, don't worry about it. You're already guest of the railroad, so go ahead, have at it. So that's what we're going to do, but we had to cross the tracks to get to it. Here is the Jewel Trail. So we're going to go. Careful. He said you can't go too far because, well, the creek.
There's a river.
There's the river there. Yeah.
That's what we want to see is the river.
But that's what we want to see. So y'all, let's go check it out. Here's the little river. It's rushing pretty good too. And this is like everywhere. This is at every turn. Every single turn. There is this beauty that is just, this is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, the most beautiful place we have ever been.
Oh, definitely.
Most beautiful place.
Yeah, there's a road that we turned on to come here, and it's 6 miles.
Oh, sorry. I'm gotta watch my step. There's rocks all over the place. I didn't mean to cut you off. Carry on.
So there's a road that you turn to come down to the Cog Railway, and it's 6 miles long. And the whole time we were driving by, we're like, ooh, look over there.
Yeah.
Ooh, look over there. And there's these little places where you can pull off your car
Yeah.
and come and see things like this.
Yeah, or
It's-
or hiking trails.
Yeah.
Just, it's nature. It's basically a couple steps, and you walk probably, 75 feet, and there's the little river.
Not far at all.
Not far at all. It's just right there. You can see it right there.
So don't
But
miss
it's-
doing this if you do the cog railway.
If you do the cog
come
railway,
walk down
yeah.
here. So pretty.
Yep. And they will not charge you an additional $10 because you're already a guest. Got it?
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm glad we decided to wear our hiking shoes today because we decided to come to the Flume Gorge. This was not something we were 100% sure we were going to do today, but whenever you come out of the Kancamangus Highway in Lincoln, the Flume Gorge is only about 6 minutes away. So we figured we have to do this. It's a 2-mile hike. So I'm really glad I've got the right shoes on for this. It's $18 a person. You pay and then you start walking. So you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We should have brought my JBL and strapped it to my fanny pack that I don't have. But wouldn't some Van Morrison radio be pretty awesome with this? Tired yet?
No, I'm not tired yet, but we could not have had better weather. This is amazing weather.
Stellar.
Oh my gosh. And I'm already like a little warm. So we were worried about it being too cold, but it's not cold at all. It feels fantastic.
So that's cool. So along the trail, you'll see little trees that bear fruit or berries. And this is a elderberry tree. And it says here that fruits are used in making jam, jelly, wine, and pies.
Never in my life have I seen a covered bridge, and now 2 in one day. I mean, epic, right? Epic.
And
Hey, see the people way at the top up there? We were just there. So it's a pretty quick decline down here into the gorge.
yep, snakes on up. There's vending machines and bathrooms along the path. Elisa, I'm checking in. How you doing?
It's getting steep.
It's getting steep.
Yeah, so we had a really steep decline over there. So it's a pretty steep incline now.
Elisa pretty much said it. Say that again?
This is the prettiest day of our lives.
Without
Seriously.
question. Without question.
It's so pretty.
Also, there's the other kind of beauty that lies within the mountains, and it's opposite side of the river. Kind of dark. Just the thick forest of it, I think, is beautiful too. Another cool thing about the Flume Gorge, you can get so close to it that you can just touch it, feel it. That's awesome.
It keeps getting prettier. The higher you climb, you're like, oh, this is beautiful. And then you walk a little bit more, like, but this is beautiful. And you go further, and it's like, holy crap, this is even more beautiful. How can it get any prettier?
Yeah, I apologize. We apologize for saying it's so beautiful so many times.
We can't help it. Seriously.
I know it's got to be annoying as all get out, but it's just how we're feeling at the moment. It is awesome. This reminds me like a movie, like walking on a movie set, like on Lord of the Rings or somewhere.
I see what's coming up ahead, and I know it's just going to get better and better and better. So we're getting into the flume, and it's going to be, I've seen a video of it, it's like walls of rock on either side. So let's go see it for ourselves. Okay, this is our first view of the flume. Wow, let's look. This is what we're going into. It just got colder too. As soon as the rocks start to like close in over you, the temperature drops, and they've got a thermostat here so you can see it.
You absolutely get a great workout on this trail. Lots and lots of stairs, y'all, all the way up. But you can stop off and rest along the way.
There was a family with a stroller. I don't know how they're gonna do this.
Whoopsie.
So this is Avalanche Falls. This is the big waterfall that's been feeding all of these others down the Flume Brook. It's pretty impressive.
No bear today.
Oh well.
That would be a little nice cozy spot for a bear. Just sit up there and snack on all the people that come up top the mountain. We have reached the top, 1,600 feet in the air. Well, on top of the gorge. And we are headed back down now. Absolutely, absolutely recommend it. This is awesome. Lisa just said, hands down, this is the best day ever. And I was like, yeah, I concur.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're doing stuff like this, you don't have a care or a worry in the world. It all goes out the window. You stop thinking about all that regular life stuff for a while when you do things like this. So that's why we encourage travel. That's why we encourage getting out together with people you like and enjoy some life.
It feeds the soul.
It feeds the soul, the spirit, the mind, the heart.
Look at this tree. It's like growing around a boulder. It's like it's got fingers and arms and it's like wrapping around the boulder. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in the forest. That's very cool.
Which one do you think you're done?
I know. We thought we were done. We were wrong. It's beautiful. We are back at the beginning. That's where we started and that's where we ended. So we made the full 2-mile loop and that is it for New Hampshire.
Well, we made it to Kennebunkport finally, and it's as beautiful as you can imagine. It's even a little bit cooler.
It is. So
Got the jackets on.
Yes, we get to Maine, and we're finally getting that fall weather that we've been wanting, and pretty leaves, which I picked some up off the ground.
But we made it all the way to the mark. The target was Maine, and now we can loop back around and come back home, but feels good to be here.
It does. So we're going to spend, I think, 4 days in Maine. So the longest that we've spent in any state so far. We are in Kennebunkport, and then when you cross this bridge, that is Kennebunk. And we are on the search for lobster rolls. Lobster rolls.
Lobster rolls. It's all about lobster rolls and whole Maine lobsters. Yeah, that's what today is about.
Yeah.
Because it's all about the food, right?
It's all about the food.
Especially when you're in Maine. It's all about the seafood.
Yeah, we have been like wanting to get good seafood, and we'll go sit down and we're like, let's just wait till we get to Maine. Yeah. So we're in Maine and it's time to eat.
See what it's all about. See if the hype is real.
Okay, so we stopped at the Maine Welcome Center and we were talking to the lady and said we're going to Kennebunkport. She goes, oh, hang on a second, let me give you this. There is the Lobster Trail. There are 25 restaurants just in the Kennebunkport area that have lobster rolls. So, I mean, it takes up 2 pages. Page 1, page 2. So, obviously, we cannot get 25 lobster rolls. We have chosen a couple, and we're going to go give them a try. You ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
Okay, well, we were going to start here, but it's closed for the season, so we will not be going here. Yep, the Clam Shack. Came highly recommended, too.
Okay, so our first lobster roll is going to be at Allison's right here on Dock Square. I'm super excited for this. So you never know what you're going to find when you pop in these little shops. So there's like a 20-minute wait for Allison's. They said they text us when our table's ready. So we're like, okay, well, let's just go next door and look in the shop. And we find the rug type that we've been looking for. We found one of those at the RV show in Tampa and didn't buy it then. And actually, I think these are even way, way better because of the rope that's being used. It's a very durable, I can tell we can wipe that thing down or spray it down with a water hose. That's a good purchase. It's $50 for a rug, but I think that thing's gonna last us forever.
So I did go with a local beer. It's called Wheat Beer, or Wheat Beer. It's real cloudy. It's very similar to like a Blue Moon. This is a Maine local beer. Ooh! It's kind of like clove notes to it. Kind of tastes like a dentist office. That's just what jumps out at me. It's got like a real like clovey kind of vibe to it. Probably won't get that one again. Next one I get, if I get one more here, will be the Hell's Lager. But that's a Massachusetts beer. But hey, you know, it's the whole New England thing.
Okay, this is made by Urban Farms. It is a blueberry cider, literally spelled cider, not cider, cider. So the waitress says this is the best cider they have. That's good. It's very tart, like blueberries.
I saw you pucker up.
Yeah, I mean, it's got
You wouldn't expect
a pungent taste to it, but it's very good. I like it a lot. See, I tried the cider that we got last night, or I tried last night the cider we got from Bishop's, and I did not like it. Like, I only drank a half a can and poured it out, and I've got 3 more of those in the fridge, but
it wasn't sweet enough for you.
It had currants in it, and it just didn't taste right to me. I don't know. But this one, this blueberry cider is very good. So my sandwich is called a fish called Wanda, and it's a fried haddock fish sandwich with lettuce, tomatoes, and tartar sauce on a really nice soft bun. That is good tartar sauce. That's what you really taste. Good flaky fish. Yummy. Lobster time!
So they put mayo on it, just enough to bind the meat together. But I added a little bit more mayo to it. Here we go. Maine lobster roll.
Oh, that look says a lot.
There's nothing wrong with that, let me tell you. Got a little bit of lettuce on it, some type of nice lettuce. That's delicious. That's absolutely delicious. I'm glad I added the mayo on it because it really gave it the wetness I wanted. The lobster meat is just so flavorful and rich. That is awesome.
So I'm going to be honest. The only lobster I've ever had was on a cruise ship, and I was not a fan.
That don't even count.
I know. I'm putting that out of my mind. Yeah. So this is my first Maine lobster.
Real lobster.
My first lobster roll. Oh yeah, that's good.
That's like what you want it to taste like.
So the fish sandwich is good, but this is phenomenal. Oh, yum. So we've basically devoured everything on our plates except this itty bitty piece of bread, which I'm about to eat. But I just want to say the roll was just as good as the lobster. The piece of bread, to me, makes a difference as well. And this was a soft, buttered roll holding that sweet lobster. Man, this was the best meal of the trip so far.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down the best meal of the trip. The fish was fresh. It was falling apart. Like, it was fried fish, but it was just like you'd take a bite and it would fall apart. It was that fresh. Oh, just phenomenal. So good. Kennebunkport is the cutest little town. So we've been in here just popping in all these little stores. There's a lot of unique like little boutique clothing stores. There's some like touristy places that have really nice quality Kennebunkport t-shirts, which we bought one, a Christmas ornament, some other little things, but it's just a neat little town. And
very small.
Very small. It's just a little small coastal town, but I think there's more restaurants than there are people here, and the restaurants are all busy right now. And there's candy shops and everything. Yeah, pubs, restaurants. We've had a really good time here. Yep. And we're gonna go wander around some more. We gotta find the RV because we're parked about a mile away. This would have been nice to know before we came. So if you're here in an RV, take note.
Just walking along here, admiring all the old houses and architecture. That house right there, built in 1792. Right there. I mean, just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so we parked on this old residential street. See, there's Ellie right over there. And all the houses are like 200 plus years old. Pretty cool. And they're beautiful. They're huge.
Oh, there's our girl. We're back at Ellie.
So we are in Portland. This is not called the Portland Lighthouse, it's called the Portland Headlight. So we've learned that. They're lighthouses, but their official names are headlights. So we've got the big one here, and then there's another one out there on the island. But this is such a pretty spot, and if you're brave enough, you can walk down on the cliffs. This is as far as I go. because my balance is terrible. This is beautiful. It's a crazy day, completely overcast, drizzly, but I think it's appropriate for this time of year that it's not all sunshine and pretty, you know? So I'm enjoying it. It's nice and cool outside.
It's like its natural habitat.
Yeah, this is what it's supposed to be like in fall in Maine. And it's awesome.
Okay, I've been calling it a lighthouse, but it's supposed to be, a headlight. That's not a headlight. Headlights are on cars. That is a lighthouse.
I've always called them lighthouses too, but if you look at the signs, they say, because I tried to on maps put in Portland Lighthouse and couldn't find it. It's Portland Headlight. So we're standing directly by the Portland Lighthouse, and then you can see the one off in the distance. So I guess the two of these helped guide the ships in. Yeah, I'll admit it. I'm in Maine for the leaves. Look at these.
She just can't leave it alone.
I just can't leave it alone. And then I see this tree and I'm like, oh, I squirrel over here to get some more leaves.
Yep. Come early, folks, to the Portland Lighthouse, because traffic's getting bad right now. It's about 11 o'clock. We got here at about 9:30. I would recommend getting here even earlier than that. Not exactly sure what time they open, but
sunrise.
Okay, sunrise.
Yeah.
So get here early, and you can kind of have the place to yourself, or with a lot less crowds at least. But yeah, you can see the crowds are piling in. But we found a little beach area we're gonna stop off and check out before we head into town. Yeah, yesterday we were in Kennebunkport, and we noticed that all the little areas around the bay were just dried up. We're like, man, the water is low. Well, we learned about tide. We were there during low tide, but as we were leaving, we noticed that it was filling back up again and the tide was starting to rise. So that's really cool. We're not used to that being from Louisiana.
My sand collection continues. So I wrote Portland, Maine on this little baggie. Let me get a little handful of sand. Not much. Just that much. It's gray.
Little dab of do you. Yes. Harbor Fish Market. Gotta go in there, right?
Yeah. Don't go buy anything, but we gotta just go check it out. It smells fishy.
Smell of fresh fish. Big difference. My God, I wish we had one of these at home.
This is too cool.
We would eat a lot healthier if we had one of these at home.
This is so stinking cool.
So we may, when our meter's up in 2 hours, stop in here after lunch, grab a piece of fresh fish or something, and bring it back to Ellie, put it in the refrigerator, and then cook that bad boy up tonight. Get some lemons, squeeze on there. Find me some spices that's gonna go good on there.
I think they've got all that right
maybe
here.
Some herbs. Might be cooking some gourmet fish tonight, y'all, at the campsite.
That's the beauty of having a RV with a refrigerator.
Yeah.
You can do that.
When in Maine.
Yeah. So this place is literally on the docks, fish market right there, the Porthole restaurant right here. It's been here for almost 100 years, since 1929. It's got some of the best ratings I could find for seafood, so we're gonna go give it a try. Because we need another lobster roll.
Yes, we do.
I think this is gonna be the most expensive lunch of our lives. Okay, we just ordered clam chowder, fish tacos, a lobster roll, and 2 whole Maine lobsters because...
As a lobster boat is coming in filled with lobsters.
That's why.
Hold on a second. Y'all, that's got lobsters in it. There are moving lobsters in that boat right now. I made the right choice. I'm like, so here I am sitting on the ocean in Maine. There's boats coming in with lobsters in the trap, and I've just ordered 2 Maine lobsters because at Jonathan's last night, I only got 1 and it was not enough. So for $10 more, I got a second one. Cost me $34.99, $35, and I get 2 Maine lobsters, and I get to eat them right here on the ocean next to a boat that's got traps on it. It doesn't get any more fresh than that. If you're gonna spend $34, that's how you should do it, in my opinion. So our waitress, I just ordered, and was deciding what I wanted. Of course, I decided to go with the Maine lobster, and she's like, "That's kind of the best bet because the lobstermen that work these boats that just pulled in actually live upstairs, right up there." I mean, think that's pretty darn cool.
Yes, it is. This is fresh haddock, which is fried on a fish taco with mango salsa, and this little sauce on top that always goes on fish tacos. That's good. And very messy. The problem is our appetizers came out like 2 seconds before our entrees did, so we have too much food on the table, but man, look at that. All right, gotta try the lobster roll now. So this one looks very different than the lobster roll we had yesterday in Kennebunkport.
This one looks better.
That is so good.
Oh, God.
So that's a special aioli they put on. It's like a mayo mixture.
Well, mine was just regular mayo and Kennebunkport.
That is good. It's very sweet lobster. Good bun. Yeah, this is good. This is very good. Wow.
Okay, guys, so it's been a while, all right? I'm a pro at crawfish. I know how to rip the tail out, but I'm going to let the pro from Maine show me how to do it right.
Okay.
Properly.
So you separate the tail from the body like this. You kind of just twist. These are soft shells, so the shells are incredibly flexible.
They are. I felt them. They're very, very. You can squeeze them in almost.
And then you grab onto the flippers and you kind of pull back and twist, and you'll see they come off.
Yeah.
Then you put the tail on its back and you kind of flatten it out, and you stick your thumb where the flippers were and you just push.
And just rip it open?
And most of the time it will come right out. This one isn't, so you just kind of, since they're so soft, it's super easy to
essentially you're tearing it open.
Oh, yeah.
And look at that.
And this is the part that was connected to the body. As you can see, there's 2 layers. The red is roe, it's unfertilized eggs. Not all female lobsters reproduce, and the ones that do have a V-notch in the tail, and the lobstermen are not allowed to catch them, they have to throw them back.
Okay.
So you just take the top layer and you just peel back, just like you do a shrimp.
Deveining it.
Yep, and then you just take that out, and you can see this right here. A lot of the times it's dark. It goes all the way down into the end.
You know, some people back where I'm from in Louisiana with the crawfish, some people devein it, some people don't.
Yeah.
Most of the locals have been eating them their whole lives, don't even bother
deveining
it. Yeah.
And then you separate the claws next.
Wow.
And the arm, directly at the arm. We call it the knuckles.
Okay.
And then with the claw, you separate the thumb. Most of the time the meat that's in the thumb will stay connected to the claw, and then you don't even need your
they're so soft.
Yeah, they're so soft.
Okay.
And then you
look
just
at
pull
that.
the meat out.
Wow.
Okay.
There it goes. Voila.
And then
And she puts it right in the butter, so it's just soaking all that butter up right now.
Like so.
Okay.
Just be careful, these are really sharp, they will pierce your skin.
So let me do one. Okay, so just
separate, Most of the time it will stay connected too.
okay, like that.
Yeah, stay connected, and then you just kind of just break it like that.
Just break it? Okay, and then just pry it out.
Yep.
Okay.
And there is meat in these little legs right here.
Okay.
Which you just rip off from the body, you put them in your mouth, and chew on it, suck the meat out. Okay?
Awesome.
I'm gonna go grab that beer for you.
Thank
okay?
you very
You're
much.
welcome.
What's your name?
Alicia.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Alicia.
you're welcome.
Cool. There you go, and there you have it. I am now. Can I be considered a pro now?
Yes, you can.
All right. Cheers
right,
from Maine,
Ooh,
Portland.
Look at all that lobster meat in the butter.
Oh my God.
All right, give that a try.
That was worth the 3,000 miles we drove, right? It's really good. You want to try one?
No, I'm gonna let you try that. That's all you, baby. I got a lobster roll to eat.
Okay, so I've been lucky today. I got to check off 2 bucket lists. One was to have Maine lobster right on the ocean here in Maine, right here in Portland, and to get a road tattoo. So I got both accomplished today. Got my road tattoo. It's of a lobster right here on my arm, right here at Dark Harbor Tattoos. Just worked out perfect. I called them. You got to call this number before they even let you in. You got to make an appointment. I called him. He said, you're lucky. I'm in between appointments. I can work that in. It's small. Boom, got it done. I'm happy. Now it's time for a beer.
What did you do, honey?
I ain't even gonna tell you.
Oh, come on. What
Nope,
did you do?
Not even gonna tell you.
Why?
Because.
Because why?
I don't know.
Just show me then.
Okay.
Let me see.
It's right here.
Closer.
It is a lobster. Don't get it confused with a crawfish, okay? It can go either way, but it's meant to be a lobster. Maine lobster. It's just a kind of an homage to my trip to New England. And I think it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So you just unwrapped it for the night, huh?
Just unwrapped it, letting it breathe. It's still swollen around my arm. Pretty good bit, but the pain's pretty much gone away. That sunburn feeling, it's gone away. It's a little swollen, but you did a great job. So we are here in Salem, Massachusetts now, and we are at Winter Island Park. There's a lot of boats, and we're surrounded by water, but we're basically in a parking lot.
Yeah.
But we are currently waiting for a taxi, and we are venturing into town to see what we can get into, do a little exploring, see if we can find some witches.
We talked to the lady when we checked in at the RV park, and she said there are two things that you have to do in Salem. One of them is the Salem Trolley, and the other is the Witch Museum. And let me tell you, we've been in line for this trolley for almost an hour. It's really that popular, so it better be good, because we finally got our tickets, and we should be on the next one up.
We just got off the trolley, which is a nice little tour. It's an hour-long tour on the trolley, which was cool. We waited about, 45 minutes to get on the trolley. We were thirsty before we got on the trolley. We're off the trolley, and we're trying to find a beer, but it's packed. Even the tour guide was saying how busy it is right now, and it's a Thursday. He said it's extremely busy for a Thursday. Anyway, all the bars and stuff are just packed out and lines out the door, but this place, O'Neill's, opens in 10 minutes, and we are the first in line. And there's a big old bar in there with ice cold taps. And I'm ready to indulge in one, perhaps two beers.
Yeah.
Before we continue on our journey here in Salem. That's a must, but I'm not moving until they open this place.
So Salem is not what I was expecting.
No.
It's very... Okay, you know how whenever you go to New Orleans and there's voodoo shops everywhere, and so it's like kind of gimmicky there? It's like that with the witches here. So taking...
Over the top.
Kind of over the top. So take the trolley tour because you get the true history of Salem. I am not going to try and repeat all of that because I can't retain that much information in my brain, but it was very informative, very interesting. I picked up a few pieces here and there, but Salem is famous for its witch trials, but there's so much more history than just the witch trials here.
Yeah, like
so,
Hocus Pocus was filmed here.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus was filmed here, and we saw Allison's house, and we saw the school that the witches were burned in the kiln.
We'll try to show you that.
Yeah, so we're going to try and find some of these places while we're walking around, but we are most definitely waiting for this pub to open because we are parched.
You get on the trolley on Essex Street, and that's kind of like the starting street. There's all the tourist traps, all the psychic shops and ghost tours, and the bars and pubs and the restaurants and taverns that's on that strip are packed. That's where all the tourists go. Get off the beaten path, turn the corner, go down a couple blocks, and you can find something like this without any lines, but everybody's just stuck over there in the tourist trap. Fortunately for us, we're learning to get off that trap, get over here to some more quiet areas where we can actually get a beer. Oh, I was needing that. I got the Harp Lager. And I've had that several times before. I love lagers, and that's just a solid beer. I love it. So that's going to be my first one. And then I may go an IPA on my second. I don't know.
So there's small areas around here that are very old. So the witch house was from the 1600s. This church is from the 1600s. So there are still buildings standing that are not necessarily original, but close to original to the founding of Salem. And this church is one of them. It's been here since 1629. That is very old for the United States.
First church of Salem.
First church of Salem, founded in 1629. So the history of Salem is very interesting, especially for me. I love history. I loved the trolley tour and finding out everything we found out. But we grew up watching Hocus Pocus with the kids, and this is Allison's house. So it's technically called the Ropes Mansion. It was built in 1727, but we know and love it as Allison's house from Hocus Pocus. What's cool about taking those trolley tours is you find out things you wouldn't have known. So this house, which is the Ropes house, also known as Allison's house, has this beautiful garden in the back, and it's open to the public and anyone can walk back here, and we would not have known that if we did not do the trolley tour. It's really pretty back here. Well, bummer. The old city burial cemetery is one of the few things I really wanted to see in Salem, and I thought it would be open at dusk because this is the witch city, but the gates are locked, so we can't get in. Bummer. This is one of the oldest cemeteries in the United States, so I was interested just to walk around and look at the headstones, see the old dates and things like that. I was just fascinated by that kind of history, but we can't go in. So we learned something interesting today. I've always wondered what the difference between a graveyard and a cemetery is, and we found out. A graveyard is attached to a church, so it's literally the graveyard of the church. A cemetery is a freestanding plot of land where people are buried. There's no church in the vicinity. Didn't know that. Now we do.
Yep.
So this area behind me is the Witch Trials Memorial. So there is a bench for each person who was executed as a witch but was innocent. So it's attached to the cemetery, but around there's like this little horseshoe shaped walkway, and there's benches all along that have the names of the people who were executed as witches that were completely innocent. Bridget Bishop. Yeah, she's the most famous. Bridget Bishop is the most famous. This is her bench. June 1692.
Good morning from Salem.
I tell you what, this is a beautiful sight to wake up to in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lighthouse, we have birds, we have the sun glinting off the water, we have boats in the harbor. It's just beautiful here.
Yep, and we are parked up right over there next to that building. Ellie's resting over there.
Yeah, so it's weird. This was like the one place I was like, well, it's just a parking lot, but it's near Salem, so it'll do the job. It's just one night.
Look at this view, though.
And then we get here and see the view, and we're like, okay, I'll sleep in a parking lot, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, we can deal.
Welcome to Connecticut. So we are in New Haven, Connecticut, and we asked, what do you do here? And many people said, if you do nothing else, you have to go to Frank Pepe's and get a pizza. So that's what we're doing first and foremost. So,
Is it a pizza or is it a tomato pie?
that's a good question.
Because
So,
the sign says the original tomato pies.
yeah, so they have a special on here that says Frank Pepe's original tomato pie that is just crushed Italian tomatoes, grated Romano cheese, and olive oil. So no light meat, no topping, very simple. So that is the tomato pie. Then they have the pizzeria, and so of course I have Jason with me, who's a meat eater, and we got a Monte della Carne, and it has Italian tomatoes, mozzarella, meatballs, pepperoni, sausage, bacon, and grated Romano.
The only thing it's missing is mushrooms and onions.
Oh yeah, it's missing mushrooms and onions, but I said no bacon on one half because I'm weird. I don't need any bacon. So this place has been here since 1925. So going on 100 years, so I think they know how to make pizza.
Yeah, it's come highly recommended with our friends, the Butch Brothers. They live here in New Haven, and they're like, Connecticut's got the best pizza on the planet. Better than New York, they say. I trust them, and we're gonna give it a try. I hope they're right. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna go off the low-carb diet for this.
Yes.
And I got me a seasonal Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Cheers. They had a line out the door when we got here, and it was about 2 o'clock when we got here, and there was a line, probably about 10, 15 people outside. So, something tells me this is gonna be good.
So if there's a line out the door at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday, yeah, we've got high expectations for this place. So I'm gonna be careful in picking this up because Jason just picked up a piece and everything slid right off of it. So we're gonna start with this piece over here. Ooh. It's super hot. So this has pepperonis, sausage. Oh no, that's a half of a meatball. And then the sausages are big, like flat sausages. Or is that a meatball cut in little pieces? I can't tell, but there's sausages,
It's like a
meatballs.
cut, sliced meatball.
Yeah, that's a sliced meatball. So this is sausage. This particular piece doesn't have any sliced meatball on it, but
That charred edges from
yeah,
the fire.
the charred. I love the charred crust. Okay, let's give it a bite. The meat's got a good flavor, good cheese, good sauce, good crust. You get little bits of char from the crust on my fingers.
How is the crust? It's thin, super
It's
thin.
good. So this is Neapolitan style pizza. So it's different than, you know, what a lot of places have, but I think it's pretty darn good pizza.
Mine has the bacon. Everything that Lisa named except I have the bacon as well. Oh, I like it. A lot of good meat on there. It's got a good amount of cheese. I like the sauce. You know, it's like I got to give it a couple more bites. I'm not smacked in the face with like overwhelmingly delicious pizza, but it's a good pizza. Okay, the more I eat it, the more I like it. I think my palate just had to like warm up to it. The crust is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Perfect crunchiness. Nice charred ends. Make for some good little crunchy bits at the end.
We ate the whole thing. No, just kidding. We have a to-go box. So we ate not even half the pizza. That was a medium pizza. That thing was massive. I'm glad we didn't order the large. So we actually have been given 2 pizza recommendations here in New Haven. So we decided to not get full here, take this pizza to go, and we're gonna go check out the other pizza place.
On to the next pizza place. What is it? Modern
Modern Pizza.
Pizza. That was good pizza.
That was very good.
We're gonna go find out which is better. But what I like better than both of those pies, and I haven't had the second one yet, is the sunshine.
Oh, I know.
We haven't seen the sunshine in a long time, and this is beautiful. It's a beautiful day in Connecticut, in New Haven.
All right, pizza stop number 2 on our homemade New Haven pizza challenge is Modern Pizza. So the first thing I notice is the layout of these restaurants it's almost identical. It's individual booths with the kitchen in the back. It's got the same old feel. It's even got the very similar ceiling. So Modern Pizza is from 1934, so it's 9 years newer. Still talking old pizza joints than Frank Pepe's that we were just at. So we ordered an Italian bomb, which is bacon, pepperoni, and sausage, but we've got some veggies this time: mushrooms, onions, bell peppers, and garlic. So, but we only got a small, not a medium, because that pizza was massive at Frank Pepe's. Well now, look at all that char.
A little bit more char on this one.
A little bit more char on this one. I can definitely tell which is the side with the bacon because the bacon's charred as well. My side does not have bacon.
This side's charred a little more, just because they had to cook that bacon outside. Really, really hot. Let me grab it here. Right off the bat, I like this one better.
Really?
Yeah. I just like the, I don't know, sausage better. I don't know what it is. The bacon's cooked a little more crispier like I like it. Yeah, see that bacon's got char on it itself. That's what I like. To me, this is more, I don't know. I like this better. Yeah, gotta give it to Marina Pizza.
For some reason, whenever I think of New England, I think about picking apples. So whenever we decided we were going to do this road trip, one of the things that was on my little bucket list was to pick apples. So we were at Bishop's Orchards right outside of New Haven, Connecticut, and that's what we're doing. We're going to go pick some apples. I'm excited.
Yes!
Okay, so I've got my little bag, and we can go pick any apples we want. As many apples as will fit in this bag is what we get. So they gave us a list of all the different apple varieties they have, what their harvest time is, what their flavor is, if they're good for eating or if they're good for baking. So we're definitely wanting eating apples, not baking apples. The first ones we come to are the Ida Reds. These are tangy, good for eating, very good for baking. So we're not going to get any Ida Reds because I want the ones that say excellent for eating.
Well, we got to find some apples that are actually on the tree. Most of them are all on the ground.
Yeah, so we're finding most of these trees are bare. So I don't know if that's people have just come through here and knocked all the apples, because I've picked up a couple of apples from under the tree, and they're good apples. I mean, there's obviously some rotten ones down there too, but a lot of the good apples are on the ground. Because we found a couple in the tree up here, but they're really high and you can't reach them.
Well, it's because they've been picked. I would prefer you to get some on the tree. But she is right. Some of these apples, they're just falling, you know. You just catch them just right. I mean, it's a pretty perfect little apple.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this apple at all. There's no wormholes. There's no soft spots. It's a perfectly good apple. It's just on the ground instead of on the tree.
Yeah, I don't know. We are not professional apple pickers.
No, we're not.
So we don't really know, but I would like to try to get some off the tree.
Yeah, me too.
So let's go for that.
Okay.
If we can find some.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just early up the trail is all picked over, but the further you walk back, the trees are loaded with apples.
Yes.
Loaded.
See, this is what's caught my eye. See the bright yellow ones back here?
Golden delicious.
Golden delicious. So we've picked about 4 red delicious so far, but now we're at the golden delicious, and there's 2 options. There's the really, really low ones that are dragging the ground, or the really, really high ones. I remember reading somewhere that you never pick low-lying fruit. So I'm gonna let Jason try and get one of the high apples.
Yes.
You got one? Yes! Good job.
It's a pretty good one too, but I'm gonna go a little higher.
Got another one? Good job.
Macoun.
Macoons. I've never heard of Macoun apples, but it says that they are sweet and crisp and excellent for eating. So let's go see if we can find some on the trees. Okay, I found a few elusive Macoons. They're hard to find because they're a sweet, crisp apple, good for eating.
Crisp and sweet.
But here's one right here. That one's still a little green. We're gonna leave that one, but I see another one over here. Got it. All right, another Macoun. I think these are just a multicolored because I'm looking at some on the ground too, and they have a lot of green on them.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna take this one.
Okay. Which ones are these?
These are the Fuji apples. So there's only 4 apple trees that are Fujis, and there's none on the trees, but there's a bunch on the ground, and they're perfectly fine.
What's the Fuji apple say?
Let's see. A Fuji is a sweet and tangy, excellent for eating, hard texture. I found one that's a perfect consistency on the ground, no problems. It smells like dirt. That's why you wash these things. But I'm gonna take it because there's none off the tree, and I want a Fuji.
So I was just sitting here thinking, you're putting all these apples in the bag. We're not gonna know which is which one we're eating or not. So we should have brought a Sharpie.
Yeah. Whoops. We'll be guessing. Done for the day. Last apples. I am so glad we came apple picking. You know, we're staying at this Harvest Host tonight, which is Bishop's Orchard, and one of the things they offer is apple picking. So we would have never found this place if it wasn't for Harvest Host. Super cool. Now we have a lot of apples to eat.
Yeah, lots of apples.
Lots of apples.
We're gonna get our vitamins.
Yes, we're counteracting all that pizza we had earlier today.
Something to wash it down.
Yep. We're in trouble. This place looks really cool. We're about to spend a fortune. All right, so I found some hard cider that's made from the apples that were grown at this orchard. How cool is that? There's 3 different ones. I'm getting the semi-sweet. I found them over here on the shelf, but there's some in the cooler. So I'm gonna put down the hot ones and get some cold ones.
This Harvest Host is awesome. So this is Bishop's Orchards, and they got this little store right on the hill above where we are staying overnight. And they have this store with incredible stuff. Like, they have applesauce made from the apples that they grow here at Bishop's Orchards. Hard ciders. They make their own ice cream. Oh, they got chicken wings. They don't grow those here. But I did see a chicken farm over there. Maybe they, you know, but it's incredible. It's worth coming here just for that. I mean, like nuts of all assortments, cheeses. They make their own cheese, ice cream, all kind of like gourmet stuff.
We have decided we were gonna cook dinner tonight, but when you walk into a place that has freshly prepared meals that all you have to do is heat them up, I'm gonna get the beef lasagna. Jason is getting an order of chicken wings and meatballs because they're just meat and he loves them both. So this is gonna be dinner tonight. We've got some hard cider and Jason's got some beer from the brewery from a couple nights ago, and we are gonna have a chill night.
Yes. Well, since it's October, we got to get some pumpkin pie, and that's like one of my all-time favorites.
And they grow pumpkins here at the farm, so fresh pumpkin pie. So here's our camp spot for the night. We are behind the orchard, or not behind the orchard, but behind the store for Bishop's Orchard Farm. And we've got our load of goodies, and we're gonna have a good dinner tonight. We're gonna chill in Ellie, and this is awesome. There's an orchard right there. We just went and picked apples. We just went in the coolest store I've ever been in my life. Like, that was cool. It was all farm, you know, raised vegetables, farm-fed meats, homemade meals that all you have to do is heat them up. This is a cool experience. Super cool.
I concur, but I'm hungry and I'm tired. It's been a long day.
It has.
So let's fire up the generator and the TV and slap some scary movies on since we're camping in a field. Scary movies in the RV tonight after dinner. Leatherface. We got Leatherface. Never seen it before. I'm loving it.
Hey, welcome to Vermont. So what we're doing today is driving the historic Vermont 100. So it is a highway that runs from a little north of Stowe, Vermont, down to Wilmington, Vermont. We are starting in Stowe, so unfortunately it's a rainy day, so kind of dampers a little bit of what we plan to do today. But we're a little bit of a damper, yeah. So we're right here on Main Street right now, just popped into the visitor center. They gave us a list of like the top things to do in Stowe in the fall, gave us a map of everything to do in Stowe. So what we want to do is go down the Vermont 100 and kind of pick out a couple places to stop. So in Stowe, what we've decided is let me get the name of it correct, Cold Hollow Cider Mill. So it's fall, apple cider. That's going to be our first stop. So we're going to get back through this rain, back to Ellie, and go for a nice drive. So the Vermont 100 is also known as Vermont's Main Street, and you can see there's all these little towns, the cute little main streets, and you can see a general store behind us, old little cute hotels, boutiques everywhere, neat little restaurants. So this is kind of what we're gonna see for the drive down. So we got an app. It's a gypsy guide. So it is a audio guided tour of the Vermont 100. So it starts actually a little bit higher than Stowe, but we're starting here in Stowe. And I mean, this is just kind of cool. You just kind of press play.
We'll be following Route 100 for at least
and
3
she
hours
talks to
driving
you,
time, not including any stops we decide to make along the way. Route 100 is also
We'll
known
turn it
as
up.
Vermont's Main Street and is a beautiful drive that people come from all over the world to do. I'll have directions, but to help us stay on track, there are small signs that have a white background and 100 in green letters posted on the roadside, especially at places.
Now we're leaving Stowe. We stayed in Stowe a lot longer than we planned on. So we're going to start heading south on the Vermont 100, and we're going to listen to the audio commentary as we go, and it'll tell us places that we might want to stop. It'll give us some history, and I know the first place that we're stopping is a cider mill, and then Ben and Jerry's, and then I don't know from there. We're just going to keep on going.
Perks being married to a travel agent, y'all. Yeah, I get to deal with cool stuff like that.
So the app is called Gypsy Guide, and there are these audio tours for all over the country. There's only 3 on the East Coast, one of them being the Vermont 100, and you pay, the app is free, but then you just pay for each guide that you want. So this one was $7.99.
There you go, and there you have it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, I think rain is just going to be in our future for today.
Yeah.
So we've left Stowe. The first stop is the Cold Hollow Cider Mill. So apple cider, I mean, that's about as, you know, Vermont as it gets, right? Come on, let's go. This is cool. Here's the viewing room, and they have a little taste test over here. Look at this. So that's the apple mash. Okay, so I didn't know the difference between apple cider and apple juice, but there's a sign up there that tells you an apple cider is made fresh from pressed apples, and it's perishable, it will go bad, where apple juice is made from a concentrate, it'll kind of last forever. All right, we gotta give it a little taste. This is the tasting tank. That smells good. Bottoms up. That is so strong, like full of flavor. You can tell that like it is so super fresh. That's delicious. You gotta try this.
It smells good.
This flash pasteurization process ensures the quality of the product while protecting the fresh squeezed taste, appearance, and richness of cold hollow.
Man, that's
After pasteurization, the cider is
that's way better than the stuff we used to give our kids from the grocery store. Our kids love apple juice. I wish we could have given them that. That is amazing.
You want some more?
It tastes fresh, man.
It is.
Very good.
So I have us a pint of cold, really cold apple cider. And I think they have apple cider donuts here, which is what everybody's been saying we have to try. So let's go get one.
Okay, I get the cider donuts and the cider slushies, but a cider hot dog? That's got me curious. Might have to try that. Okay, I'm out of luck. They only do the cider hot dogs on weekends. It's a specialty item.
So I have the apple cider donuts. The famous apple cider donuts. And we just saw.
I wish y'all could smell this. Fantastic. Oh my God.
One squish. Let me get the non-squished one. There we go. That looks amazing. I'm so excited about this.
Ooh.
So it's a cake donut. So think like banana nut bread, but with like applesauce into a donut. That's good. Okay, I see what all the hype is about. I seriously see what all the hype is about. Yes.
Yeah, they make it look like Jack Daniels. So you have Jack Frost Vermont maple syrup. And then you have Northern Comfort, which is like the Southern Comfort whiskey, pure maple syrup. It's kind of neat.
So this is how you do it. You get your apple cider ready. You have your apple cider donut. Bite. Then you wash it down with this. Oh yeah. That's good.
You're in apple heaven.
I'm super glad I missed this before I checked out. So no, I can't go back and buy anything else. They have not only maple fudge, they have apple cider fudge. Back into the rain.
Really exciting. All right, now we are at Cabot's Farmer Store, and we are going to go get some cheese. This is where they make cheese. It's been here since 1919, and right here, they say they got the world's best cheddar, so let's go find out. That's real, pure, raw, local honey. Yum, yum. So they got dips, cottage cheese dips, salsa grandes, sour cream, butter, garlic herb, cracked peppercorn. I mean, I bet the butter's good. And then they got I get the little cheese sticks, Colby Jack from like the grocery stores and stuff to snack on when I'm driving. I'm definitely gonna get some of the Cabot. Pepper Jack. Told y'all it's gonna be the death of me. I'm gonna get the habanero. I'm actually gonna put these back. I'm gonna get some of this jalapeno cheddar. I'm gonna get some horseradish. That's all. I just want 3 blocks. Death by cheese.
Okay, which is which?
This is the half-baked and that's the milk and cookies.
All right.
Enjoy.
Oh, we're over here by the cow. That's where it all started.
It's raining, so there's not like all the wonderful places you could normally go and enjoy your ice cream. We're under a tent by a cow.
Which one is this?
Half-baked. Okay, so I got the half-baked, which is their #1 flavor. It is chocolate ice cream with fudge brownie, vanilla ice cream with chocolate chip cookie dough, all mixed together. And that just sounds phenomenal. Oh, that fudge brownie in there is good. I'm not crazy about the wooden spoons you eat on, but we learned Vermont is a no plastic state.
Yep.
So you get a wooden spoon.
Wooden spoons and paper bags.
That's good though. That's very good.
Wow. This is why I don't eat ice cream very much anymore. Because if I take one bite, I'm going to eat the whole carton. That is delicious. Cookie dough, cookies,
all kinds of different cookies.
all kind of different cookies, ice cream, vanilla ice cream. This is the milk and cookies, by the way. Oh, good. Well, you cannot leave the Ben & Jerry's factory without seeing the Ben & Jerry's flavored graveyard. It's where all the flavors that didn't quite make the cut go to die. Ooh. Ooh, that's my jam. 2014 to 2015, just 1 year shelf life there. This core concoction was a rockin' till the Reaper came a knockin'. Maybe someday, who knows when, more fans, I'll give a jam again. The Dave Matthews Band Magic Brownies, 2007 to 2011. Yep, I don't even like that band. I can't imagine why the Sweaty Balls didn't make it. I'm actually quite surprised that the peanut butter and jelly didn't make it. I guess peanut butter jelly belongs between bread and not an ice cream. Uh-oh.
I'm sad. One of my favorite desserts, creme brulee, did not survive. It's in the graveyard.
Pardon our French, but we still swear our creme brulee is beyond compare.
I love your French accent there, honey.
So it may not be cool. Too late to save creme brulee from beyond the grave. 2007, all of a sudden,
Whoa,
became
you went
Arnold
from
Schwarzenegger.
you went from French to Arnold.
2012, we're not going to talk about that.
weather is holding for us. It's like 58 degrees, perfect, sort of. Not freezing, that's the big point. We're at Niagara Falls. So this is something I've always wanted to do, is come see Niagara Falls, and we are here. So we haven't decided if we're gonna cross to the Canadian side or not, if we're gonna do the Maid of the Mist boat, but we're here at Niagara Falls and we're figuring out as we go.
We're really close to Canada. There's Canada. And here we are. Very close. We almost went into Canada, but we didn't because the rapid test cost $250 per person. So you're talking $500 to cross over to look at the falls and then come back. Yeah, we don't need to go see it that bad.
No. Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Look at that. It just amazes me that that much water pours constantly, day after day after day.
And it is moving.
That's crazy, the power.
I mean,
It's moving. It's just so powerful. I love the mist. Real eerie feeling.
Yeah.
But we're trying to decide whether we're going to do the Maid of the Mist boat tour or not, which is what I just showed you. That boat down there, everybody's got the ponchos on.
I talked him into it. We're gonna go do the Maid of the Mist boat tour.
we're going on a boat ride.
Looks like we're going on a boat ride, y'all. We're going to get wet, maybe.
We have our tickets. Today it's October 24th and it's the last day of the season that they're running Maid of the Mist. So we caught this perfect. If we would have delayed our trip one day and come tomorrow, we wouldn't have been able to do this. Everything happens for a reason, and we're here to where we can ride Maid of the Mist. We're getting ready to go on. We can look down there and see all the people that are getting ready to go on the boat right now with their ponchos on. But right over there is the bridge to Canada. So you can walk over to Canada across that bridge. We've got our passports, we've got our vaccine cards, but we don't have a rapid test, and we were not gonna pay $250 a person for a rapid test just to walk across that bridge.
Nope.
It is what it is.
Next up, ponchos. It's like a little assembly line.
Thank you.
All right. Ooh, nice little, hello. He gave me a pink poncho. We look like a bunch of salmon. Oh, we just got the cutoff. We're first in line now.
Yeah, it means we just missed this boat.
But
Wait for the next one.
we just missed that boat. But we're first in line. Means we can cherry pick our spot on the boat. I don't think there is a bad spot.
No, I don't think so either.
I wonder what spot gets the wettest. And I wonder which spot keeps you the driest.
Well, I definitely want to go up top. I know that.
I think if we've come this far, we got to get a little wet, right?
Oh, cute.
Am I adorable or what?
Yep.
You got it?
How do I look? Like a salmon.
Like
Got a little
salmon.
tie string. Oh!
Oh, yeah. There's our spot.
So the good thing about having to wait for the next boat is we could pick the spot we wanted. And we got right up front, so we're gonna be like the first ones out into the mist. Wow. They lied. We're getting wet. We're getting really close to the American Falls and we're getting very wet. This is crazy.
This is crazy. Look at that. This is the last one too.
Yeah, it's the last day.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Oh, I'm so glad we did this. This is really cool.
It's exhilarating. The cold and the mist and the falls, the sound of it is just amazing to witness by itself.
I wish we could do it again.
No.
This is so cool.
This time without the camera, so you could actually like really take it in. It's beautiful. Could you imagine on a beautiful sunny day too?
Oh, yeah.
Elisa got wet. You got real wet.
I was being brave, and I was all the way at the front, and I was sticking it out when we were really close to the falls. And yeah, my thing got blown off, and I got wet.
Yeah. Should have wore your little beanie like mine. It really helped.
I know, it's in the backpack. I should have worn it. Now my hair's all wet.
Soaking.
When you're done, you can keep them or you can recycle them.
I tore mine up.
Yeah, Jason literally stepped on his and tore it up, so he doesn't need it anymore.
No, mine's shredded to pieces.
You know what I was saying? I just thought about it. It's like, if we wouldn't have done this, we wouldn't have had the true Niagara Falls experience. Getting up in the water, having the water like rain down on you, literally. That was so cool.
Now for one last glimpse. Okay, we're off the boat, went back up the elevators, and this is the observation deck at the top. So one last look from here before we enter into town.
So come to find out, if we would have kept our ponchos on, there was a walkway that you could take up kind of like the side of the hill, mountain, whatever.
There's several actually that hug the falls all the way up.
Yeah.
We took ours off and it's really misty and we got the camera, so we
Yeah.
didn't want to get it wet, but oh well, something to be desired when we come back.
Yeah, so if you don't have big camera gear, keep your poncho on and take the hike up the side, because that's pretty darn cool.
Yeah, or carry a backpack, take all the footage you can, take your camera, put it in your backpack. Definitely bring a GoPro on the boat. Okay, so these are the American Falls right behind me, right here. Right there. We were saying it wrong. I don't know what we were thinking. It's on the American side. It's the American Falls is right there, so.
We were calling it the Bridal Falls and thinking the ones further away were the American Falls. We had it wrong. These right here are the American Falls.
We didn't know, but we know now. We made it. At long last, we made it to the Anchor Bar on Main Street, right here in Buffalo. The birthplace of the buffalo wing, right here. This is the original building. We're about to go in there, and we're about to get our wings. Oh.
The smell immediately hits you.
So the drinks are here, and I got me the Anchor Bar IPA, obviously. It's a local beer. It's an IPA. Look how hazy it is. Oh. Well, that tastes good after running around all those Niagara Falls. Oh, that's really good. Kind of tastes like Blue Moon, sort of. It's got that orangey kind of note to it. Good beer. Anchor Bar IPA.
So I got the local OSB cider, and she said right now, I guess they change it up, but this is a pumpkin spice cider. Smells like pumpkin. Tastes like pumpkin. It's very fall. Okay, so I got the roast beef on wick, which is a thing up here, but mine's not important. Jason's is. So Jason, you're gonna eat first. Jason tore into him before I could get the camera ready.
Wow. Fried to perfection. Crispy. Snaps when you bite into it. Crunchy. This ain't Buffalo Wild Wings. This is the OG right here. This is a superior wing for sure. She's gonna give me some extra sauce because I get really wet. I like my wings really, really wet. And although these are pretty wet, I still like to dip them. Man, this is a treat. I am in heaven right now. Cheers.
So this is roast beef cut really thick, served on a Kaiser roll, and it's called roast beef and wick. That is good. That is really good roast beef. You know, this reminds me of? I know this is the birthplace of the wings, but it reminds me of like how Arby's came with their roast beef sandwiches because it's served with horseradish sauce.
Which I love.
But this is really good.
The sauce, a little different than what I anticipated. It's got that orange color. I don't taste a lot of butter in there. It's very vinegary. Pepper's good. It's good flavor, but it's a thinner sauce than what I was expecting. Not so much like that classic buffalo that I'm used to. Of course, I guess this is the classic buffalo, but it's
What's been commercialized?
it's been commercialized, and I've gotten used to that. So it's delicious though. Absolutely love it. But the sauce is much thinner, more vinegary than I was anticipating, but I love it. Casualties of war. Jason 1, chicken wings 0. That's not all of them. She just took most of them away, but I killed it. Great experience. So glad I got to do that. Loved it. Great wings.
Were they everything you thought they would be?
Yeah, I think so. I'm happy with that. Atmosphere is really great in here. When you're eating something at the place it was originated from, it kind of makes it a little bit more special. And so it's a chicken wing. There's only so many ways you can do it. With that said, I'm eating it here at the Anchor Bar in Buffalo. So that makes them taste a little better.
But it's not just a chicken wing, it's a buffalo wing.
It's a buffalo wing. That is true. And the blue cheese sauce, I typically like blue cheese. With that particular blue cheese, it's like a real creamy, like blue cheese cream sauce. That was the best blue cheese cream sauce I've ever had. Very good.
You didn't get the shirt, it didn't happen.
That's right. I came, I saw, I ate the wings, got the t-shirt. And I'm one happy dude. I'm one full dude.
Yeah.
Ate all 20 of them babies. Great place, man. This is fun. This is awesome. If you get a chance, come to Buffalo. If you like wings, you got to come to the Anchor Bar. Get you some wings. Well, we are here in Cape May, and it is beautiful already. There you are.
Oh, this is
It's like a little promenade area here.
Yeah. So I have to look up what all these areas are called. But I can tell you, just from a little bit of research I've done, across the street, the Congress Hall is the oldest hotel in this area. It was built, I think, in 1816, if I remember correctly. So we'll have to go just walk through the lobby.
It looks
of that.
old.
Yeah. Okay, this area we're in right now is called the Washington Street Mall. It's 3 blocks long of local shops and cute little boutiques and candy stores and things like that. So we're going to check this out. But this area, this historic district, is the most well-preserved on the eastern seashore. It says that there's hundreds of well-preserved Victorian-style houses in this 30-block radius. So we're going to do some walking, see some interesting sights today. Hot chocolate for me. It's really hot, so I'm gonna give it a few minutes before I start drinking it. I just needed like something warm on this, like, it's cool, drizzly. Yes, it's drizzling, but it's like not enough to get the umbrella out. But I am loving this fall weather. I mean, dang, I'm loving this.
I gotta just say, I feel like I'm on the set of like a Hallmark movie or like Halloween Town or something.
It's very picturesque.
It's very picturesque, very beautiful. This is a beautiful little town here, Cape May. I keep wanting to say Cape Fear. All these capes.
We've already been to Cape Fear.
I know, we've been to Cape Fear, now we're in Cape May. Look at that architecture. I'm just marveling over it. I love it. It's so pretty. Looks like a dollhouse.
It does, yeah. These are Victorian houses.
Yeah.
So they were built, late 1800s. And this area's got the most still standing Victorian houses on the seashore. So that's kind of cool.
Very cool. Very beautiful. This looks like the ultimate witch's house. It really, really does. It's been converted into a hotel. You can actually rent the whole entire house, and you can rent it all year round. It's really like picturesque witch house.
I think we need to bring some friends and rent this house for a week.
That would be
this time of year.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, next year.
I'd be down with that. And we found the beach.
We always manage to find the beaches. Isn't that weird how we do that?
That's weird how we do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably because we're riding and hugging the
The
eastern
coast is
seashore.
kind of the point.
Yeah. But anyway, let's go check out Cape May's beach.
Yeah, I'm seeing white sand.
We got flip-flops on, so that we're good.
That's the point.
That's what's good about flip-flops. You don't get sand stuck in your shoes, because that's just the worst, especially in an RV.
I have not been getting my sand at every beach like I normally do because I keep forgetting to bring little Ziploc bags. But luckily, I bought something and they gave me this little white bag, so it's gonna work. So I'm gonna get a little sand from Cape May Beach.
Check.
Sand. And we're gonna roll this nice and tight so I don't get sand all over the backpack.
Man, we don't know what waves are back at home in the Gulf. These are waves. These things are huge. Look at that. We've been seeing some surfers out there. Look, there's a surfer right out here.
You wanna go swimming?
Oh, there's some surfers down here though. Let's go catch some of them.
Okay.
That's pretty amazing. We've never really seen surfers before. Like, I mean, I have once or twice, but not like this. So many surfers out there, and they're surfing these big waves. These waves are huge. So the reason they're surfing is because they're doing a memorial fund and trying to raise money for a firefighter that died in the line of duty, fighting fires at the age of 45, my age actually. So there's a whole bunch of firefighters over here. They're putting together this memorial fund, and that's what the surfing's all about.
He said they do it every year.
Yeah, they do it every year. It's pretty cool, and you know, our sons are looking to become firemen, so it means a lot to me.
So we're super curious just what it looks like inside here. This is Congress Hall. This is the oldest hotel in the area. It was built in 1816. So let's go see what it looks like. I have a fascination with old buildings.
I do too. They're
And
beautiful. I don't like staying in them, but I love looking at them.
Right, we've stayed in a couple of old
They're
hotels and they're
spooky.
kind of creepy, but we love coming into them. Oh yeah.
This so reminds me of all the movies you see, with all the rich people like on the lawn overlooking the beach. Look at this. It's insane. It's like I'm on the set of a movie. This is really neat.
I love just finding these little places, you know? We didn't know what we were going to do today in Cape May. We just knew we were going to come. It was a neat place. We're going to walk around.
Just walk
Freestyle.
around. Yeah. Uh-oh, we lost a couple chairs.
So I've always said that spring is my favorite season, but I'm quickly changing my mind to fall in New England. I mean, everything's decorated. It's cool outside. I'm turning into a fall girl.
Check out this little boutique hotel. It's really cool, man. I bet this place is awesome. You got a little bar over here, but look how they decorate it. It's crazy. This guy's had a little bit too much Guinness.
So this looks like it's going to be an awesome like outdoor bar at night.
Yes.
And it's a hotel, but the Halloween decorations are like the best we've seen driving through. This is cool.
Yeah, I bet this is fun at night. With all the decorations lit up. They got all the tables and chairs right here. Little bar, outdoor bar right here. It's a cool little hotel. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention, the sun is out!
The first time since Savannah!
And Elisa's got her sunglasses.
I had to go to the car and I had to go to Ellie.
How dare you
I know,
call
I'm
Ellie a car?
sorry.
What's
I had
wrong
to
with
go to
you?
Ellie and get my sunglasses and drop off Jason's jacket. All right, we're here at our campsite. We're all set up for the night. So we're drying our rug out. It's so windy, we had to put the picnic table on top of the rug and stake it down because it kept blowing away. But this is the Travel Depot in Cape May, New Jersey. This one was a little different in the fact that I'm used to booking reservations online and paying with my credit card. Now you have to call in the reservation and mail them a check for $50, and that's how it works. But on the way in, we noticed a produce stand right there on like the corner, so we're gonna go for a walk.
I love these little on the side of the road farmers markets. They're so cool, man. It's where you get the best fruits and vegetables. This one's got lots of pumpkins, everything pumpkins. Ducky's Farm Market.
Man, I've grown up eating sweet potatoes my whole life, and they look like
Yeah, we're used
this.
to these. Yeah.
They look like this, not
Yeah.
this. I've never seen a white one. Got some squash and zucchini to go for dinner tonight. We have some little steaks we're gonna cook. And we just saute up some squash and zucchini. It goes so good with steak.
Oh yeah. I've never. What the heck is it? Is that like a?
They're gourds. It says gourds 2 for $1. It's just fall, so I think we're gonna get them and just put them in the RV because they're cute with our little pumpkin that we have.
It looks kind of like a deformed pumpkin.
It does, but they're adorable. We're buying them.
Okay. I like this one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It looks like a pumpkin with tar on it, but it's not. It looks really cool. Let's get that one.
All right, so we're gonna get these 2. Jersey tomatoes. I love the smell.
Good looking tomato.
These
How's
are
it feel?
These are good. Yeah, these are good tomatoes. You can put your nose right there and tell if it's a good tomato.
Did you give me a couple plums?
Yes, 2 plums, 1 grapefruit, 2 gourds,
Okay, gotcha.
2 gourds and squash and zucchini for dinner tonight, and 1 Jersey tomato. So I think we're done.